Welcome to Cool Explorations. I'm your host, Tony Peters. Today we're going to be taking another segment from Live Abundantly 50 Business Lessons from the Bible by F E Tabor and applying them to our Christian walk with God. And we're going to be talking about family and how important family is to our walk with God, and important to use family as a foundation. Uh, so right from the beginning, we see the importance of family. Right in the very, very beginning of the Bible, where God says, "It is not good that man should be alone." When he's talking about the fact that Adam needed Eve, uh, meaning that we as human beings, we need a personal, loving, supportive person in our lives, and we need family, we need friends, we need a Christian family as well to support us and to come alongside of us and help us along the way. And learning to take their advice as well as to rely on them is something that is key in our walk with God, and in keeping us in check, as well as providing more of a foundation so we can learn things from them and they can learn things from us, and it can be that give and take kind of relationship. So God also says early on, he says, "When a man hath taken up a new wife, he shall not go to war, neither shall he be charged with any business, but he shall be free at home 1 year, and shall cheer up his wife which he hath taken." And this is just emphasizing the need for time to be taken to connect and get to know your spouse, or a family member. Just get to know them and spend time with them, and that should be one of the, aside from God, it should be one of our priorities, that we need to make sure that we're making in life. And social support from our families can come from generations both before and after us. Wife and husband are an important relationship, but the parents of both the spouses are also very important in that relationship, as well as the children, and later on grandchildren in that relationship, are important in support, and you'll need them at various times in your life. And so the Bible does talk about that, and it also says that he that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, meaning that if your house is not in order, it is not going to be good for both your regular walk in life, but also your spiritual walk. And God needs to be the one guiding those relationships and helping those relationships. And in turn, those relationships can help you get to know God better. And again, you can garner knowledge from them, and they can garner knowledge from you as well. You need to be honorable and honest with your spouse, and with your family. Just make sure that lies are not, and deceit are not creeping into your marriage, and creeping into your relationship with your friends and families. That you're just being honest and open with them, and they can really help keep you to account for different ways that you may be straying away from the faith. As well, you can get the same for them, in terms of you keeping them in check, and always doing that from a humble standpoint, praying to God for how to respond to these ways, as well as how to speak to people about their issues. So it's kind of, again, that give and take relationship, but the Bible and God and prayer always have to be first and foremost in those relationships, and the guiding force in those relationships. When you see deceit and lies coming in, you see again what happened with Jacob and Esau. You see that lies and stuff, it kind of destroyed that family for the longest time, until God was able to rebuild that family back to what it was supposed to be and what it should be. And we see this story in the relationship with God and Israel as well, how they would let other things get in the way, and they would think they know better than God, and they would falter and they would fall, and then God would come back into their lives, and they would learn, and they'd re-accept God, and things would get better for them. And so God does want his people to prosper, and he wants us all to have those supportive relationships in our lives. And loyalty is another part of that. Being loyal to your family, being loyal um, to God and to your Christian family, as well as your immediate family. So you cannot let things get in between you and your family. Um, your pyramid of loyalty should be to God and then to your family. That should be where it goes, and from there it kind of goes down to friends, and then like goes to it works its way down. And we see um, loyalty in David as an example. He was very loyal to God, but he was also, even when he was a fugitive of Saul, he was still loyal. He had chances to kill Saul and to end his trials, but he chose not to because he remained loyal to God, and God's calling him to be loyal to the king. And so that's an example we can take, as well as Ruth is another example that we can take. Um, she was very loyal to Naomi, and just a God-fearing woman as well, in that the Bible lifts her up greatly. And it says, "Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee, or whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Where thou diest will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee from me." So she's pledging her loyalty to Naomi and to God. And that's an important thing for us to really keep in mind, that that people of the Bible were being lifted up for their loyalty to their family, as well as to God. So that really needs to be a key component in our relationships with God and with our families. So honesty, loyalty, are two of those key components. Another thing that we can see here is a strength that we get from our family. So you can look at your inside yourself, and a lot of your strength that you have is not from being alone. It's not from doing your own thing. Your strength comes from the Lord, and He puts people into your lives to help build you up and to keep you strong. And family is one of those people that He has put in your lives to keep you strong. Same with your Christian body of believers. They're there to help keep you strong, to build you up, and to keep you going in life. You can't do things all on your own, and learning that is key in your life. Knowing you can't do things on your own, you do need other people, and by discovering that, you're going to discover your inner strength. You're going to discover that they have built you up. They've made you able to carry on. And when Israel tried to do things on their own, and the kings tried to do things on their own, they faltered. They fell hard and fast. And God would punish them, and then later on He would come back up like a loving parent, and He would carry them back to Him. And so they had a lesson to learn, and after they learned that lesson, though, God brought them back. And that's family, that's God, That's love, and that is really something that is really key. And helping the least of these, as the Bible speaks of, is part of that as well. So it's not just family as in like your blood relations, it's family because we're all children of God. So you need to take a look at yourself, and how am I making a difference in other people's lives? How am I making a difference in my family members' lives? How am I making a difference in the community of Christ, the body of God, of Christ? How am I making a difference in that way? So just make sure that you are building up people, and that you are making sure God is at the center, that you're taking care of your family, that you are helping your family, and they will help you when everybody else seems to be against you. Family is one thing you should be able to count on, and God is the one you can definitely count on to get you through those situations. So when you're in times of trouble, turn to God, ask God for help, ask God for guidance, and ask Him to let you know where He is looking at for you to go, who He's looking for you to turn to, and He will put those people in place that will be able to help you, that will be able to build you up, and will be able to get you back on the right track and help you to get where you need to go, where God is trying to point you. And they'll give you that clarity. God will show you that clarity. You just have to be patient with God, because God does work in His own time. And just remember, family, they're there for you. They're there when you need them, whether that's biological, or that's just the family of God, or friends. That's all family. That friends should be like family to you, and God places them in place for a reason.